All right, we're here. We're live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome to Monday Night Live. I'm your host, Jordon Cox. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. Come one, come all. Welcome to another Monday night edition here. Hang out and talk about racing, about the racing we had this past weekend. Sure, I have some things turned off here. Turned on, turned off. Welcome, everybody. Let me know you're here. Say hi in the chat, whether you're over on YouTube or over on Facebook. Where? Here. Welcome in. How's everybody doing? Mother Nature seemed to be the majority winner over this past weekend. But we did get some racing in up here in the Northeast between Friday and Sunday, and nationally they got some racing in when it comes to the national people. So we'll talk about all that. We'll get some results in. Steven, hi. Yeah, here in Vera, Florida. Nice. Thanks for coming in. Saying hey. Pete, hey. Jody, hello. How's everybody doing tonight? Sorry if I look a little disheveled. Not feeling the greatest. But we're here to hang out. BS about racing. Talk about what happened over this past week and weekend. Talk a little bit about the DTU team. What they were up to this weekend. And we'll go from there. Dave, hey, how you doing? Jess, hello from Pennsylvania. Hello. Welcome in. Guys, if you wouldn't mind, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube, in the chat, let me know you're here. Say hi. Don't be afraid. If anything, just hit the like button for me. Boosts everything up. Lets everybody know we're here. And we'll go from there. And I appreciate it. Papa Clay's in the house. What's up, Clay? Hello there, Mike. My weekend was good, Mike Butler. How was your weekend? Robert posed the question. Good evening. Just wondering if Billy Pauch Sr.'s Barker bus car at East Windsor that won 18 or so features, if it was allowed to race, how would it do against today's mods? Just wondering. That is a great question for some of our seasoned viewers. If they think that something from back, so that'd be what? That'd be late 80s, right? Late 80s? That's a great question. I'm going to say technology's advanced so much now that we're putting out, maybe not putting out more horsepower, but getting more of it to the ground. So I think something like that would probably not fare as well today. That kind of car. But that's a great question. I'm sure, like I said, some of our seasoned viewers might argue against it. You're right, Mike. Unfortunately, we got rained out on Saturday. It was a good time. I went to a birthday party. on Saturday and for a friend of mine and for his wife. Wasn't able to say goodbye to said friend before we left. He was busy. Dream Boy Hart moved to Melbourne, Florida 3 years ago. Ed, all right, well, I'm glad you're here to hang out with us. Appreciate it. The left side panhard changed everything. Howard, you are absolutely right. You are 100% right. Changed a lot. Even before then, though, I think things were a little bit different. Or things were advanced. Probably the shock packages too. You know, I don't know what everybody was running back in the 80s and 90s, but the shocks probably make a big difference as well. Jess, what's good in the racing world? We're gonna get to it here in just a second. Don't mind me. I like when people are interacting. I appreciate it. So we're gonna chit chat a little bit. With drag tires on. Ooh, that's a good point. My hair is just a mess. Those drag tires could make a difference. I don't know. That'd be cool. It'd be cool to see someone, put a full-fledged like 80s, early 90s setup in one of those things, and then match it up with something today and do like a little, grudge match at a racetrack. That'd be cool. I think that'd be pretty neat. You talked to Daniel when he was at Grandview. The right side with the coils, he said the car felt just as stuck as the left side. Okay. Honestly, that's what I'm hearing, that it wasn't that much of a difference from the few that I've had the chance to talk to about what it was like switching back to right side panhard. It's good to know. Have I ever been to Clinton County Speedway? No, I have not. But I've heard great stories. All right, let's get into some results here. Ed, you've been going to the I'm assuming 76er. That's what you meant. It's worth the price of admission. It's a great show. I don't blame you. I would probably do the same thing. It's a great one to catch. All right, guys, let's get through. Let's get into some of the national results stuff here that I have, and then I'll check back in with you with the shock technology and the angles. We have everything. Now these cars are just so into the track. Michael, you are right. My point exactly. Doesn't matter left side or right side. The shocks are a big difference now. I think we kind of slept on our shocks back on the right side stuff. 10 years ago. Some guys were getting into their shocks. Don't let me steer anybody wrong here. Guys were putting work into their shock packages, but now it is way, 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 way more advanced. So, all right. What stories did I hear? Just from friends and family that have raced out there. My wife's uncle has raced in Clinton County. I guess it would have been a street stock or late model out there. Said he had a great time and has always wanted to go back. Said it was a great track and wants to go back. Where am I here? Okay. All right, guys, let's get into some national results here. We got the World of Outlaws Sprint Cars. World of Outlaws Sprint Cars were at Jacksonville Speedway in Illinois. First time I've heard Jacksonville, Illinois. The wheeling man in the picture right there, Kyle Larson, would come from 6th to claim the Jacksonville Hy-Vee Perks 40. That was on Friday night. with the World of Outlaws sprint cars. It was Kyle Larson, Brady Bacon, Carson Macedo, Logan Schuchart, and David Gravel would round out the top 5. Then the World of Outlaws would head on over to Tri-State Speedway in Indiana on Saturday night. And it would be Sheldon Hodenschild would pick up the win over Buddy Kofoid, Tyler Courtney, Emerson Axum, and David Gravel finishing 5th once again. So that was your Friday and Saturday with the World of Outlaws sprint cars. They are back in action when they meet up with the USAC National Tour sprint cars at the iconic Eldora Speedway for the hashtag Let's Race 2 on May 2nd and 3rd. So you can catch both the World of Outlaws sprint cars and the USAC National sprints at Eldora this upcoming weekend, the 2nd and the 3rd. But there's Sheldon Hodenschild in Victory Lane. Next up, the World of Outlaws late models. They ran at the Talladega Short Track the first night for the Alabama Gang 100. The first night was unfortunately rained out. We know all about that over here in the Northeast. But the second night they got in and ran the Alabama Gang 100, night 2, at the Talladega Short Track. Bobby Pierce would take home the 50K and score his first Alabama Gang 100 feature win. Bobby Pierce over Zach Mitchell, Jimmy Owens, Jaden Frame, and Mike Marlar. That was on Saturday night for the World of Outlaws late models. World of Outlaws late models. Next up for the late models, the Real American Beer late model series presented by Dirt Vision. They will head north to Dairyland Showdown at the Mississippi Thunder Speedway Thursday through Saturday, May 1st through 3rd. So you can catch them at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. Kind of a tongue twister for me there, sorry. You can catch the World of Outlaws late models racing out there. Let's see. The Outlaw Midget Series is still off until May 8th, where you will see them at Creek County Speedway. The Lucas Oil late models are back. We're back in action for 3 races at 3 tracks up here in the Northeast, which started at Georgetown Speedway, then went to Hagerstown, and then ended last night at Port Royal Speedway. So you had 3 of the tracks up here getting the Lucas Oil late model guys. Night 1 over at the, for me, down at the Georgetown Speedway. You'd have an exciting photo finish between Devin Moran and Ricky Thornton Jr., with Devin Moran coming out on top. That was Friday night at Georgetown Speedway, as you see in the picture here. So Devin Moran over Ricky Thornton Jr. It was Garrett Albertson, Brandon Shepard, and Hudson O'Neill. Rounded out the top 5. Some good action at Georgetown. Good to see that. Then they headed over to the, so it would be, what, down? Or no, they would come back up. Don't quiz me on geography. So they were over at Hagerstown for the next night, where the guy who finished second the night before would pick up the win, Ricky Thornton Jr., over Garrett Albertson, Dalton Wilson, Greg Satterley, and Brandon Shepard round out the top 5. That was Saturday over at Hagerstown Speedway. Thornton would score his first career Hagerstown victory. And then on the final night for the Lucas Oil late models up here, they would head over to Port Royal Speedway for the Battle in the Borough. Thornton would end up going back-to-back, picking up a second win out of the 3 races. So not bad. A first, and a second for Ricky Thornton. He would end up the winner. Jonathan Davenport was second. Devin Moran was third. Then it was Garrett Albertson and Greg Satterley rounding off the top 5. So 3 awesome races. Glad that these guys were able to get the opportunity to get all of those races in with all the weather that was scrambled all around us here up, like I said, in the Northeast area here. So you had Delaware, Maryland, and Pennsylvania, and they somehow dodged all those bullets to get all their racing in. So good to see that. Next up for the Lucas Oil guys, The Lucas Oil late model guys will be at Circle City Raceway May 2nd and Florence Speedway May 3rd for the 39th annual Ralph Latham Memorial. That'll be the Lucas Oil late model guys, so you can see them. Pretty sure all of their racing is on Flow, so if you want to catch that. Sorry I didn't get that with the, obviously, the World of Outlaws sprint cars and late models. They are Dirt Vision and Lucas Oil late models. I'm pretty sure everything they do is on Flow Racing. So if you want to catch them, if you can't get to the racetrack, check them out on those streaming websites respectively. Let's see. The High Limit Series is also off until this upcoming weekend. Sorry, this upcoming week. That's right. They race this weekend, but they're first at the Texarkana 67 Speedway on Wednesday. So you see them in 2 days. And then you'll see them at Texas Motor Speedway Thursday the 1st and Saturday the 3rd. That'll be the High Limit Series for y'all. Don't know why I just said y'all. What do we got? Jess over here on YouTube. What was the name of the driver that raced out there? It was Corey Fleming. Corey Fleming. He would have been in the 704. I don't know how long ago this was. It was pre my wife and I getting together. So you're talking over 14, 15 years since he's been out there. But again, I know he's wanted to go back out. He's talked about it a million times since then. But now he's back in the straight stock, so maybe he'll go back out there. Marie Eldora Outlaws on Dirt Vision. Yep, USAC. Yep, USAC is on Flow as well. I would have gone with Dirt Vision. Appreciate it. Thank you. Never be afraid to correct me, guys, or jump in when needed, because I need it. Let's move along to the USAC Midgets. They got going this weekend as well. They were supposed to have a Friday, Saturday show at Kokomo for the Kokomo Midget Grand Prix. Rain washed out Friday, so they pushed it to Saturday and Sunday. So you have the USAC National Midgets running Saturday night. 30-lap feature was won by Jacob Denny. Over, is it Cannon? Is his name Cannon? Cannon McIntosh? That's pretty cool. Jacob Denny over Cannon McIntosh. Dazen Pursley, Cale Drake, and Justin Grant would round out the top 5. And then night 2 for the Kokomo Midget Grand Prix was won by Justin Grant on Sunday night, followed by Steven Snyder Jr. It's a local name. Logan Seavey in 3rd, Cannon McIntosh, and then Cale Drake would round out the top 5. Steven Snyder still on the pole and finished 2nd. Good for Steven. So that's pretty neat, but Justin Grant would pick up the win. There he is in victory lane. USAC National Wingless Sprints. They are off until this upcoming. They were off this weekend, so they're back on this upcoming weekend at the Eldora Speedway, like we just talked about. They will be joining the World of Outlaws sprint cars, the winged guys. So the winged and the wingless guys will be together over in Rossburg, Ohio, at the famed Eldora Speedway, the 2nd and the 3rd. So this upcoming weekend. The Silver Crown Series, the USAC Silver Crown Series, they're off until Sunday. It looks like, right, 4th is Sunday, I think. They're off till May 4th, so you'll see them at Winchester Speedway in Indiana. It's a half-mile paved oval. So they'll be doing 2 straight on the paved stuff for the USAC Silver Crown division. Excuse me. And then the Super Dirt Car Series. Super Dirt Car Series. Oops. Will be back in action as they return to the Georgetown Speedway in Delaware for the Delaware Diamond 75 on Tuesday the 13th. So May 13th, you'll see the Super Dirt Car Series guys in the big blocks. It'll be their first stop at the Delaware facility since 2008. So there's a few updates for you there. We'll get to some local stuff here in a second. Let me catch up on some comments. It'll be good to see the super dirt car guys go to Georgetown. That'll be a good race. See some of the local guys up here go to Georgetown as well. Hang out with them. You've heard of Corey. Don't let him. I'm not going to let him hear that. His head's big enough as it is. Did everyone hear that Frankie Schneider got a mention from Mike Joy during the NASCAR tally? Did he really? No. I mean, I was in and out of the race. Honestly, I didn't. I watched the beginning and the end. So we were out. We were out doing some stuff. That's cool, though. Let's see if I can find that. That's pretty neat. In what context? You caught that too, Dave? That's cool. That's really neat. That's like the time I was watching, it was it must have been the Brickyard 400 back in like the early 2000s. It was like 03, 04, and NBC had the race, and Benny Parsons randomly was just like, they were restarting the race. It was like 20 to go, and Benny Parsons just randomly just shouts out, this is like a Saturday night feature of Flemington Speedway we're getting ready for. And I was like, that's pretty neat. Just randomly shouted out Flemington. Got like Benny Parsons saying something like that. It's pretty cool. Mike Joy's really good with that stuff as well. So that's pretty neat. Like when they come up to Pocono, like they're always stopping in at the local tracks up here. I think when they go to Dover and stuff too. Like he was at Grandview, the one like a couple years ago when they were up here for either Pocono or Dover. He was at Grandview. He watched Cozy race and he mentioned it on the broadcast. So that was pretty neat. Something about a random statistic from the past. That would be cool to hear. I know Frankie has technically has a Cup Series win, doesn't he? Somebody can check me on that, but I feel like he's credited with a Cup Series win somewhere back in the 50s or 60s, something like that. So I'm sure. Ugh. Man, I am all over the place tonight. I'm sure it was something in that context, which is very cool. But that's neat. It was a reference to Frankie winning a NASCAR race at Old Dominion in a 57 Chevy. Okay. That's cool. Thank you, Ronald. Ronald and Dave, I appreciate it. That's cool. Yeah. Listen, Frankie won a lot of races. I mean, he's credited with however many. He's credited with, like, supposedly over 1,000 or at 1,000. And in that era, he was racing with the Petties and, those guys wherever they were racing. So that's really cool. That's really neat. And he was from, right? I mean, what, about 30 minutes from where I am now? But I mean, where I lived most of my life, he was 15, 20 minutes away. So that's pretty neat. Timmy Jess, did you ever hear of Timmy Bittner? Can't say that I have. Ronald, over 700 races. Okay. I know it's a crazy amount. If it's 700, that's 699 more than me. All right, and let's get into... I love it, guys. Love a good history lesson. I enjoy it. All right. So a little call to action here. We are calling all race-loving creatives in the Northeast. We're looking to build a small team of freelance photographers to help grow our YouTube channel, Dirt Track Untold, which some of you are on and watching on right now. Look for people in the New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey area. I've been asked to reference more New York. We've already had some applicants for these positions, but please don't shy away from continuing to contact us about about this upcoming opportunity. If you're someone who loves attending the races, has a camera or access to one, can follow our drivers and the action throughout the night and capture behind the scenes content, has experience editing videos, comes with a creative mindset, and wants to help us tell the real, raw, and untold stories from the dirt track world, then we'd love to hear from you. This is a freelance independent contractor role, perfect for someone who's already at the track or wants to get more involved in the racing world from a media perspective. Send us an email at mandepouchrelations@yahoo.com if you are interested. I am going to put this in the chat of the YouTube channel. If you or someone you know fits the mold, contact us. Send us over your content or any relevant work samples, and let's build something cool together here on the Dirt Track Untold channel. Looking for new members. Like I said, we have some people that have already applied and are in the works of possibly filling some of the roles, but we are still looking. We're still looking for more people, and like I said, emphasis to the New York area, New York, Albany area. But by all means, it doesn't matter where you are in the New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey area. If you're in that area, let us know, or let someone else that you know that might fit the mold, let them know that we're looking. For everyone else, we have the Dirt Track Untold Patreon. If you want to join Club DTU, you guys get access to early access to new merch. Club members get the first dibs and early access to all the new merch that's released, along with early access to content that's released as well on the Dirt Track Untold channel. Check it out, patreon.com/DirtTrackUntold. The link is in the description, and all different types of perks as well. There's a private Discord that you get part of, that you are a part of, getting race day updates that only Club DTU members get access to. So if you want to be more involved, get more access to the drivers and the team of Dirt Track Untold, check out Club DTU Patreon for Dirt Track Untold. A little young Pauch update here. BP3 was at Pagota, the Pagota Motorcycle Club racetrack that they built out there, running the junior slingshots. Unfortunately, the little guy only finished 11th. He had a rough go of it. I was able to watch a little bit of the video before I went live here. Man, it was like watching a New Egypt Speedway crate sportsman race. Guys were just all over each other, driving inside of each other. It was a rough one. It was rough to watch, and he was doing everything he could to keep his stuff clean. Still ended up getting into the wall, but yeah, our little friend BP3, he was on the struggle bus up there at Pagota, but he persevered, came out 11th. Let's see, we have Williams Grove that rained out on Friday night. Port Royal was able to get some racing in, though. So we do have Port Royal to update on. If I can get my mouse to work here. Ryan Smith would claim the Keith Kaufman Classic crown. So Ryan Smith over Chase Dietz, Lance DeWeese, Anthony Macri, and Lucas Wolf over at Port Royal. There's Ryan in victory lane. Lincoln Speedway rained out. Unfortunately for those guys, weren't able to race. They did get racing in at Albany, Saratoga, the 358 race before the rain came, so they weren't able to get the big block race in. But Felix Waugh would end up picking up the win in the Flying Farmer 31 up at Albany, Saratoga Speedway. It was Felix Waugh, Chris Curtis, Mike Coffey, Tim Sears, and Mark Johnson. Our boy Mike Mahaney would end up 8th. Hard-fought 8th for Mr. Mahaney. Yeah, drove his ass off. But there's Felix Waugh in victory lane at Albany, Saratoga. And like I said, the big block race rained out after 2 laps, it sounds like. And in the video for that night, I could tell immediately when it started raining because they were spinning. Mike was spinning the tires. It is an interesting feeling when a track that late in the night starts getting wet. It is an uncomfortable feeling. So I'm glad that they pulled the plug before things got too bad for those guys up in Albany. Let's see. Utica Rome also was able to run this past weekend. It was Friday over in Utica. So Matt Shepard ended up picking up the win in Utica over Willie Decker, Anthony Perego, Alex Payne, and Alex Yankowski were the top 5 at Utica Rome on Friday. There's Matt in victory lane. Outlaw, nothing. Fulton rained out. Big Diamond rained out. Let's see. New Egypt Speedway rained out. Bridgeport was able to pull some sort of black magic. I don't know how they pull it off every time to keep the rain away. I don't know if Doug Rose has some fancy rain dance that he performs to keep the rain away from Bridgeport Motorsport Park, but he pulls it off. And they were able to go racing on Saturday night. And the modified race was won by Cale Ross. Second was Dylan Stoyer. Kevin Herthler was third. Mike Lazowski was fourth. So a couple guys from Grandview. And rounding out the top 5 was Sammy March Sr. Right behind him in sixth was Billy Pauch Jr. Our guy, Billy Pauch Jr., finished sixth Saturday night at Bridgeport. The boys decided to bring out the big block, and it didn't work out so well. But I was told that track conditions kind of played a unfavorable role in Billy's race on Saturday night. I won't go too far into it because I don't want to seem like I'm bashing a racetrack, because I'm not. I understand that the track was a bit dusty, but it's the way it goes sometimes. And I'm sure, they maybe got a little gun shy with the water because there was rain in the area. But anyway, Cale Ross with the win at Bridgeport. Billy ends up 6th. Still a good night. I'm sure they'll take that and learn from it. Let's see. Grandview rained out. Yesterday on Sunday, Baps was able to run. The 410 race, the 410 sprints, was won by Ashton Torgerson. Chase Dietz was second. Danny Dietrich was third. Then Lance DeWeese and Anthony Macri rounded out the top 5 for the RV four-wheel drive 410 sprint cars over at Baps Motor Speedway, or Baps Speedway. I don't know how they pronounce it. There's the guy right there, Ashton Torgerson. And then in the 358 modified feature, Colby Fry would pick up the win over our boy Billy Pauch Jr., who would end up in second. Danny Buck was third. Ryan Godown fourth. Mike Lazowski was fifth. For the 358 modified portion of the race at Baps. Let's see. So, not too bad of a weekend for Billy. A 6th and a 2nd. I'm sure the 14 boys were really hoping they'd pick up the win out there at Baps, but hey, you win some, you lose some. They put in a good effort. And I believe Mike was supposed to be at Airborne. They rained out as well. That was yesterday. So Airborne rained out. That's the last I have of the results there. Back to my ugly face up here. What do we have upcoming for? So we have this week, we have Thursday the 1st. So we're already, the next time the Dirt Track Untold team will be racing is into the month of May. So on the 1st, Thursday night at Airborne, you'll have Mike running Airborne. If you're not up there in the area and can't get to the racetrack, you can watch on Dirt Track Digest TV. Friday the 2nd at Albany, Saratoga, you can watch Mike again on Dirt Track Digest TV at Albany, Saratoga. Friday night, that's where Mike will be. Saturday the 3rd at New Egypt Speedway, Billy Pauch Jr. will be coming over to New Egypt with Bridgeport being off. So if you're not in the area, can't get to the racetrack, you can watch it on Dirt Track Digest TV as well. And then Sunday at Action Track for both Billy Pauch Jr. and BP3. Sunday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. At Action Track Speedway. You can catch that on Dirt Track Digest TV as well. So you can catch Pauch boys there. Be fun to see Billy back at New Egypt on a regular Saturday night, considering they haven't even started the season yet. They've been unlucky with the weather, so we'll get to catch everybody draw for position, and you never know. You just never know. All right. Catch up on some comments here from everybody. Jess, he drives a 305 sprint car at Timmy Bittner. Okay. All right. Keep an eye out for him. The track was rough. Too bad BP3 hit the wall. Ronald said, yeah. He kind of got helped up in the wall. I can't blame him too much. He needs to come down to the low line of the racetrack a little bit more, but that one wasn't really his fault. Pagota, if you're talking about Pagota, Dave, yes, the track was pretty rough. Those little slingshots were bouncing around like crazy. Oh, I did want to pull up real quick. So I have an interesting video that caught my eye this past week. Oh, come on now. Yes, I want to watch this. So,
hey guys, Bobby Pierce here.
This video right here. Oh, that's the wrong thing there. There we go. So this was a video I found on Facebook. It was a couple days ago. It was a story from Bobby Pierce, as you can see there. It's him replacing. I didn't realize that in the late models, because they get up against the wall so much, he's got it built in on his spoiler on the back, on the right rear of the car. As you see him fixing it right now, they actually just have that piece just cut out and replaceable. You know, they got to drill a few pieces out, but like that piece of the spoiler it's not one solid piece. That piece is completely adjustable and removable. And you can see here them just putting that piece back together. So when he inevitably gets up into the wall wherever he's racing, if there's a wall, it seems like Bobby Pierce finds it. There he is. So that's where he started off all crunched up. Just removes that chunk out and the little fins, and then just makes a couple new brackets. And already has the pieces ready to go. Drills a couple holes. Puts a new one on. I just thought that was really neat. So shout out to Bobby Pierce for posting this video and showing us that neat little piece that he does on the right rear quarter. That, like I said, he inevitably knocks off just about every racetrack he's at. So that was pretty neat. May 4th is Mikey Butler's birthday. I knew that. Bobby will be at Kutztown in short low ready mix concrete 04. Making his debut, right? That was it. Sorry. I just wanted to show you guys that neat little video I saw. Thought it was pretty cool. I don't do late model stuff, so that was pretty neat to see. I don't know what the equivalent would be for a modified sprint car. Not running anything. Modified would kind of, I don't know. Maybe it's the spring steel we use to keep the quarter panels from, they kind of get moved around and pushed in all the time. So we stopped using solid brackets or solid body mounts in certain areas. But I feel like, again, late model guys have been doing that for a while. They figured it out a long time ago. Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's Bobby's first run in that car, right? Right, Clay? This upcoming podcast tomorrow, Tuesday, Dirt Track Confessions will drop a solo episode with Mandee. Getting into her inspirational conversation vibes. So if you want to catch that, that'll drop at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow on all the podcast platforms. Dirt Track Confessions with Mandee Pauch, Mahaney. Let's see. Don't forget that the vlogs for this past weekend are up and live as well. So you can catch Mike and the Team 35 guys at Albany, Saratoga from Friday night. That video went live the other day. And then today, they just dropped the video for yesterday with BP3 at Pagota and Billy Jr. at Baps. So after I'm done rambling and yammering on over here, you can go and check those vlog videos out. Clay, he ran Pagota. Oh, I didn't know. See, like, they didn't post results. I'm not trying to bash anybody here or sound like I'm complaining, but I am complaining a little bit. I couldn't find results for Pagota. All I know is that congrats to Briggs Danner. He swept both 600 features, but I don't know anything else. I mean, I guess that's on me. I don't know. I don't know. I looked for results today. Couldn't find them. But good for Bobby. Picked up 4th in the Speedster. Good for him. Proud of you, Bob. Do a little bit of On This Day. Again, slacked a little bit this week, but I did see On This Day in 1962, Al Tasnady picked up the feature win at Flemington Speedway. That's the only one I have. But a little On This Day in April 28th. It was the Flemington Speedway opener back in 1962. Al Tasnady picked up the win there. Let's see here. Reminder that the Pauch Racing Open House is coming at you July 20th. So you can join us all over at the Pauch compound July 20th this summer. Come one, come all. There is new merch. Billy Pauch Jr. merch, Mike Mahaney merch, BP3, Billy Pauch. You can find all their merch on their respective websites. You have Billy's on Bob Hilbert's website, Mike's on his website, MikeMahaney.com. Dirt Track Untold merch on the Dirt Track Untold website. You can find all of that new merch available there. Guys, I do want to go back to the Pauch Racing Open House. It's a great time. If you have the ability to come out, more info on that will just be rolling out as the weeks go on here, as we get closer to it. Like this week, we're going to be in the month of May. Next thing it'll be June, and then it'll be July. So as the weeks go on here, Mandee and everybody are really good about updating everybody on everything that's going to be going down at the open house. It's a bi-yearly event. So this year, it's on. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of people and all your favorites here with the Dirt Track Untold team. All right. And that's going to be it for me. I'm through everything. So guys, unless you have some something dire that you want to talk about, that you're just itching to get out, by all means, throw it up in one of the chats here. What is the tribute car they are building? My lips are sealed. I know what it is, but my lips are sealed. I don't know if it's a I guess it's a secret. I really don't, but not my secret to tell. Nice try, Billy. Not my secret to tell, but I do know what it is. That's all I can give you. Sorry. But it's going to be great. Art's doing a great job with it. doing a great job with it, and it's gonna be a beautiful race car when he's done with it. And I think he said he's calling it quits. I don't think he's gonna do any more race cars. Billy, you think you know by the body style? Okay, guys, if you know what he's referencing, hold on, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. It's actually good. So drop your guesses if you know what we're talking about. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Whoa, 2021 Bicknell roller for sale. No, Jordan. Eyes on the prize here. What are we doing? Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Yeah, here it is. Bum, ba, dum, bum. See if I can. Right, see if I can get in the frame a little bit. There we go. There it is. Not the greatest. There you go. So that's what's currently being worked on in the Pauch shop. I do see that Mandee posted that do not be fooled by the pink. The pink has nothing to do with it. That's just the wrap that's on the aluminum. $108 comments. Wow, yeah, people had some guesses. I think somebody did guess it, though. I will say that. I think somebody did guess what it is. So, any opinion on the plastic body panels that some guys are running on the mods? I haven't heard anything negative or positive yet. I also don't know who's running them. I know Billy has some on one of his cars. I don't know which one. But I know that he was going to try them out on one of his cars. I don't know, and I have not heard anybody that's had them, whether it was a positive or negative opinion of them. Listen, it's a great idea. I hope it works. So we'll see. Probably hear more about it as we go into the season here. And honestly, it's the first time. There's going to be guys that just aren't into change. So, but I have not. My opinion is I think it's a great idea. Having more options, why not? Why wouldn't you? Billy, your guess is the de Blasio 5. Okay. I think you're on point with the with the body style, so could be. That's a good guess. I like that one. I do like that guess. Dave, yes, I believe they are lighter. I would imagine they have to be. I don't know what the difference is between the two, between a regular door and quarter panel to the setup. Unfortunately, I just don't know. But it has to be pretty somewhat significant, I would imagine. Enough that guys are wanting to do it. Right, exactly. Well, and also easier to, move your stuff and not just ease. So these big heavy doors on there, but yeah, you can now move the weight, inside the frame, but at the same time, that's where it has to go. It has to go inside the frame. So, but you can put it to the, now you can move that weight to the rear, or you can move it to the front, whatever you want to do. But yeah, definitely an advantage. Is it significant enough that somebody might run you know, aluminum, you know, regular doors on left side, and then go with the lighter stuff on the right side and keep that weight on the left side of the car. An easy, cheap way of keeping left side weight. Are you allowed to do something like that? It's a kind of a cheat to keep weight outside of the frame rail without technically adding weight. My noggin works every once in a while. That hamster gets going in there, and sorry if you see the smoke. But no, it's it hasn't. I do want to find some guys that are running them, but I don't know how many that guys that did it. Probably a lot of, you know, when the Super Dirt Car guys come around, that's probably some guys that have done it. I'm sure, like Friesen and Shepard are probably guys that have tested it out. So, like I said, I know Billy was doing it as well. So we'll see. We'll see if it catches on. See if it's a good trend. Be cool to see. And I don't know what the cost, you know, the cost is too. I feel like I heard those guys say that the cost is relatively the same. Like you're not spending, you know, double the price for that body setup, as opposed to going with your standard aluminum doors and quarters and all that. So if that's the case, then if they're easy to get and the cost is relatively the same, that's a win in my book, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, thank you, Dave. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be it for me tonight. I appreciate everybody that stopped by and hung out with me. Sorry if I seem a little de-energized. It's been a rough day, but I'm feeling good. Felt good to be up here BSing with you guys about the racing we had and what we have coming up. Again, be sure to head out to your local racetrack this weekend and support, or if it's during the week, or if it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, wherever you're going. If you're going to be in the area that the Dirt Track Untold races are going to be at, stop by, say hello, pester them as much as you can. Tell them I sent you over. But again, appreciate you all. Thank you again for another Monday Night Live. And that's going to be it. I'll see you next week. And hopefully see you at the racetrack soon. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.